Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be showing you how to fix cracks in the plaster, little holes in plaster, and also plaster that's not connected to the lath anymore up there. It'd be the same if you was going to, if you had plaster that wasn't connected to the plasterboard anymore. We're going to take that one out, the big one up the top, and show you how to use a piece of plasterboard over that to repair this one. And these other holes, we'll use a bit of bonding coat to squeeze it in through the lath and go over the top with multi-finish. So keep watching this video, hope you enjoy it and I hope you learn something. Right, we're going to start off removing this piece. I might be getting in the way a bit, it's hard to set up the camera when you're working in the corner. I've just put a bin down below me to catch most of this, hopefully when it falls out. So what you don't want to do is start banging it, because the more vibrations you could make this part here come off the lath as well. So you just need to carefully pull this out.
We collide. We break down, caving in to our doubts, faces filled with sadness.
Right, so that's it now. We're taking off some loose bits in the corner. And then our rough triangular shape. We'll fill the majority of it with plasterboard. We've got a beam here that we can screw some plasterboard to, just this corner. And also we have a beam down here. For some reason they haven't screwed the lath to this beam, which makes it, extra loose. So what we'll do, we'll cut a piece of plasterboard for that. I'll do my best to see what fits in there. Right, we'll come back to that. Now let's have a look at the little ones, the little holes. Same again with these little holes. You just want to make sure you've got all the loose stuff out of there. If it doesn't break away easily, just leave it on there. But you could see where someone had plastered this before. It's the same with these other ones. It's like that one there, you could see someone's had a go at plastering this. You could see sort of the marks. I mean, if this could be an ancient fill, because there's so much hair in that. It could be human hair. But I'll just go and measure our plasterboard for up here. Doesn't have to be absolutely precise. 29 by 21.5. We'll mark that out on the plasterboard, and then we can just make up our diagonal. Right, let's get some plasterboard. I hope it's big enough. Although that's nice and square actually, so we'll measure down here to our 29. That's how far it is along there. And then we're going to go a little bit larger in here. I said 21.5, but we'll go 22 because it's easier to cut it down afterwards. Right, so let's just cut this larger than what we need, and then we can offer it up and see if we're on the right tracks. So usually just make sure you score enough to go through the paper, and you can put it on your flat edge there. A simple tap, and that's it, breaks. You hardly have to put any pressure on there at all. Then all you do is stand it up, get your knife again. It's a rubbish knife. You need to get a bigger blade. And then just cut through the backing paper. And let's roughly see what we've got. So you've cut that totally the wrong size. What an absolute piece. Alright, so I'm going to put this up to this corner where we wanted it there, which is great. And then we'll slowly cut this point off until it fits up in there. Alright, so there we go. If I put up to it now. There we go, it's a nice snug fit, although it's a little bit over there, but we can blend some plaster in. There you go, what we do now, we just put some screws, put some plasterboard screws up there, or drywall screws, whatever you want to call them. And let's just get a couple of screws in to hold it.
Will regret. I can see the fire.
So there we go, that's ready to stick some bonding coat in the big patches now, and then we could just skim over it with multi-finish plaster and make that look nice. Well, let's go on to the cracks. All right, now what we're going to do with our cracks here, you know, it ends there, it's fine, but travels all the way down here, travels all the way down, all the way towards the corner of the wall. Kind of stops there, it's not too bad, but all we need to do with this one, the wall's quite sturdy either side, all we're going to do with this, just follow the crack down, but hold your knife. You could probably use a screwdriver as well, don't have to use a knife for this, but what the intention of this is just to open this up to a V, which gives our plaster a lot more area to stick to. So all we need to do is just V this out a bit. As you can see now, you know, this crack here is like the width of your blade. So trying to squeeze filler in there is a bit pointless really, because it's probably just going to move and that tiny little gap's going to crack again. So as you see now, where we've opened it up, we've got a nice fingerful, you have a nice fingerful of filler in there, and you've got all that side bit to key to and through to the back. That way your filler's got a lot more grip on there, and it allows it to move a little bit more than trying to just fill it in, you know, to 1/2 mil crack. So that's the idea of this. So I'm just gonna make this crack bigger all the way down, so we can get ready to fill it. So we'll V out all these cracks now and get them ready for filling. I'll show you when they're done. Well, we've traced out most of our cracks now, made them a little bit wider. You're just really loosening, or not loosening, you're taking off all the loose parts that are inside the crack. So once it stops coming off easily, you can stop doing it. All we do now is take our brush, and what we'll do is just brush any loose bits out of the cracks. We'll now mix some PVA up. Right, so we've just put a little bit of water in our bucket, ready to mix up our PVA. It's got some no nonsense PVA. So just pour some in there one-handed. Now just checking on the ratio of this, I'm sure it's like 1:8 or 1:10. No, it's 1:5. 5 parts water to 1 part PVA. Give it a good mix, makes it all go. I'll probably put a little bit more glue in there actually. So now ready to seal our walls. Right, now just gonna get plenty of PVA on our walls. This will help create a bond, get rid of the dust, any extra loose bits that are around. So you just want to get it on the edge of your plaster in there, get it all in your corners. It'll help stop the wood from soaking up the plaster too quickly, which will make it crack. also seal any dust on the edge of the plaster we've already got here, and creates a good key for your plaster to go onto. Now you just let that harden. So we'll go around and do our other holes and our other cracks. So you just want to leave that now till glue goes tacky, which is already. So now we're going to just go and quickly get our get some bonding coat, mix it up, start putting the bonding up there in all the big places. These parts here we're just going to probably just do some top coat on there, maybe a little bit of. The thing is, they're not very deep. That's only about 5mm deep for some reason, whereas further over they're, you know, sort of ½ an inch deep. So, and these ones, the cracks are only going to need. We'll use Easy Fill on the cracks. All right, let's go and mix up a little bit of bonding. Right, I've just come downstairs to do mix our bonding up. I can't be asked to carry the bag all the way upstairs for this little amount. Got some clean water in there. Not too much, because I'm not going to need too much of this stuff. So. Now I'd usually use a paddle if I was mixing a lot of stuff up. Right, just going to mix this up properly. It's hard to do with one hand holding the camera with this. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I did cheat. I did go and get me whisk out. It's just so much easier. But there, it's a nice sticky consistency now. Get it on your trowel and you can lift it sideways and it won't fall off sticks. So that's nice. And if you just lift it up, it stays there. So I'm not bothering with a hawk or anything. I've just left my plaster in this bucket. I've wet my trowel down. So just got my cheapy old one. No point getting my big Marshall towel out for this job. I'm just going to take this and wedge it in there. Make sure you put some protection on the floor, because no matter how careful you are with this, it will fall like that. Just need to make sure you get it right up into the, right up between your lath, which is basically your key. So what will happen, it will go up into your holes and then it will spread out sideways and create a mushroom and basically grip onto it and hold your plaster to the ceiling.
We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way to better.
We don't have to cut that one back as much because we're going to skim over the top of that and probably go just halfway, and we'll just feather it in, which is another thing I can show you how to do. Not that I'm an expert at it. I'm not a plasterer. No, but by no means a professional plasterer. And there's probably lots of you out there that are going to give me grief now. I wanted to buy the Bonding 60, which dries in 60 minutes, but I didn't have any left, so we'll just let this dry a bit more, so we can just knock the edges back. Alright, so we've left this 10-15 minutes now. It's still too soft. Scraping the edges away. The rest of it is pretty much lower than we need. Just making sure it's all nice and firmly pressed in. We've got a mil or two gap between the surface of this and our wall, so you can put a nice smooth coat over the top of that, and then you can just put some marks in there to help the other stuff bond to it. We're just going to take some of our Gyprock Easy Fill now. Just get it mixed up and start filling in some of these cracks. Just got some clean water in a bowl. Not mixing up much, so not much water in there. Make sure it's nice and clean. We're just going to get some of our easy fill. Just give that a quick stir, steer where we're at.
We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way to better. We can't be heartache together.
Yeah, that's a good mix, nice and stiff. You form a peak, a bit like an old ice cream there. Just make sure you give your sticker a little rinse off, or using one of these. These are quite good. These are paint stirrers. I think I got these from Screwfix ages ago. But keep them clean, they last forever. What we'll do now is get our plaster on there. Make sure you push it in to get it right into the crack.
Let's go back. Let's start again to a place a long time ago when I kissed your lips.
Once you put it in, you can just follow your crack, follow your line like that. And you know that it's going to be nice and level with the wall. Right, so that's how you fill your cracks in. And what we'll do, we'll go up to one of our holes. One of the holes we put our bonding coat on. Nice large dollop over the middle. Just go over them a little bit lighter. You can see it's just, you know, a fraction of a mil over, just like that. You've got a little crease there. And these are so easy to sand down.